Yo, welcome back to another episode of On Spot Sports. I'm Jack, and today's episode is going to be a different one than we're used to. We don't have a guest on this week, but I'm still gonna use this week to just talk about like journeys, like talk about other sports, like everyone knows me from the professional hockey side of things, but unless you're really close to me, you don't like no one knew that I ran cross country and track for 9 years through middle school or my eighth grade year in middle school, and then all 4 years in high school and all 4 years of college in NCAA Division III. And then I also played baseball for 17 years throughout growing up throughout youth youth baseball, and then just going into house league, and then going into like adult summer leagues over the past couple of summers ago. But yeah, like I just want to talk about those journeys, and like because like as I've talked to so many guests throughout the podcast, throughout the shows, everyone has said that they didn't just stick to one sport growing up, and they're just trying to do every sport that they possibly can. And I'm no different there. Like obviously I'm still doing hockey. I've played baseball. I've ran cross country and track. I've played basketball. I've played football with friends, flag football, volleyball with friends, just you name it. And I honestly probably did it for at least probably a year, maybe even more. Just like cross country in track where I did 9 years, and then baseball 17 years of my life. So I just wanted to jump into like stories and like my experiences there, because it's definitely helped me definitely helped me get to where I'm at for hockey. Like I know it's not the same sport or anything, but like just the mental side of things, and then just being able to go through adversity to get to the highest level that I could, like especially in hockey now. Like that's what like those two sports really drove me into who I am today. So I want to talk about that for a little bit. So yeah, everyone knows me as a professional hockey player, but I've also done countless number of sports. Like I said, I'm gonna start with I'll start with baseball first, since I started playing baseball at the same time that I started picking up hockey. So I started playing baseball or learning how to play baseball at like 3 or 4 years old, going through like T-ball and all that, and then go through T-ball for a couple years, and then get into my town's youth baseball league, which I started in the rookie league, which or yeah, the rookie league. So I believe that's like 5 or 6 or 7 years old. And then so it goes rookie, single A, double A, triple A. Then you do a year of prep 13. So before your 13-year-old year. So when you're 12. But since I had a younger birthday, like I did that year twice, I believe. And then the next 4 years after that, I was in Babe Ruth between the American League and the National League with my team called the Reapers. So that led up at years old. And yeah, when I was 18 years old, that's when my last year of Babe Ruth was. And then after that, I just continued playing baseball for the next couple of summers, and in like college adult summer rec league that would be like 3 games a weekend every weekend throughout the summer. So definitely had a lot of fun there. And then I started coaching baseball the last 5 years. I believe this will be going in my 6th year of coaching baseball over the summer. So like I have a lot of experience with playing baseball and just going through that journey. And like it's definitely a lot of fun, and it's bringing back a lot of memories. So it's gonna be fun to go through that. But like there's been a ton of different lessons I've learned course of my baseball career. And like lessons from playing baseball is like short-term memory, individual position, but like it's a total team effort because you can't just win the game by yourself. You got to pick people up when they make a mistake. So like there's those are like three of the top lessons that I've learned through playing baseball, and like going like it going through like some of these like lessons. I'll go more in depth. So like short-term memory, like my my position was catcher. Like of course I played every position as like when I was growing up, but like once you get into that like prep 13 Babe Ruth year, like that's when you really decide on a position, and like one, two, three different positions, and you usually stick with those. So I was so like my biggest one was catcher, and then I played second base, and then either played left field or center field. Like sometimes threw in shortstop. Sometimes I was thrown as a pitcher, but like catcher was my main staple. So like obviously you gotta have a short term memory there. Like it's one pitch at a time. Like as you're the leader of the field at that point when you're the catcher. So you really have to have a short term memory, and you can't let thoughts or anything get into your head besides like what your next pitch is going to call, and then like if a guy's going to steal. And then like not only on the defensive side of things, like on the offensive side of things, it's also the same because it's like once you're in the box, like you just got to look at it like one pitch. Each pitch is a different mindset, and you really gotta just bite down and believe, and just see the ball out of the pitcher's hand, and have a short term memory, because if you get a bad call, like should have been a ball, but it was called a strike, like you can't get mad because that's gonna ruin your whole at bat. But then you just gotta simplify everything and put everything together, and hopefully you get on base, which is huge. And if you do your job, it's gonna help the team's job overall. The second thing I learned was an individual position, but it's a team effort. Just like I said with like the batting uh situation and everything, like you are the ones making the decisions when you're hitting and when you're in the field. So and overall, it's gonna help the team, and hopefully help the team win with whatever with whatever inning you're in, like whatever how many number of pitches was thrown, like it's gonna help your team overall. And then the last one was pick people up when they make a mistake, because like anything, everyone is gonna make a mistake at some point in the game. And if you just give it to your teammate, it's not gonna do anything for them or for you, and you're just gonna look like a bad teammate. So being the best teammate is the most important part, it'll because everyone else will support you even if you make a mistake, and like you're very supportive. If they make a mistake, they're going to be there for you if when that mistake does happen for you, and then vice versa. So it's always good to be on the good side of people, and like in all sports, being a good teammate is going to get you so far, and it's going to get you places, because everyone's going to want to have a good player or a good teammate on the roster, on the team. No one's going to want to have a cancer or someone who's going to tear the team down or tear the team into two pieces. So just be a good teammate, and like that's one of the biggest things is in all sports is just be a good teammate. And then uh I've I want to talk about like some of my favorite memories and teams that I played on that sticked out. So like my probably my favorite team that I've been on was my AA year when we won the championship, and then my last year of Babe Ruth in the American League level, like when we also won the championship that year. So I won two championships, and those were the best teams I've been on. I believe AA was 9 and 10 year, 11 or 12, or 9, 10 or 11 year, something around those lines. So it's so I was like second, third grade. So like that was a good team. Like we were all pretty much everyone went to my elementary school. So like we're all super close and everything, and had great coaching staff, and it was all a lot of fun. Like we brought team came all together. We went on a huge streak throughout the season, and then come playoff time, we won the first 3 games, and it was double elimination. So we went 3-0. Then in the championship game, or the championship round, we lost the first game, and the other team didn't have a single loss yet. So we had to play them 2 more times. So best of 3. So we won the second game, and then we won the third game for all the marbles, and we ended up winning the championship by like a close score, like 9-8 or something like that. Crazy how I remember that, but that was a good year. Like performance wise, was extremely well too. I was catching that game, and I was playing second base that game. So like I was all up in the action and everything. So that was a lot of fun. And then my final year of youth baseball in my town, in at the American League level with the Reapers, we dominated the whole season. We That was probably my most favorite team. We dominated throughout the season. We lost the first game of the season in 9 innings and extra innings. So usually we just go up to 7 innings, but no one was playing after us. So we decided to go till someone won. It was a 2-2 game. And final score ended up being 3-2 in the bottom of the ninth or something like that. And then we just went on a tear throughout the rest of the season. Like no one could keep up with us. Like we just we all believed in each other. We believed in ourselves, in our teammates, and our coaching staff, and we ended up going like 16-1-3 that year. So we went on like won 16 games, tied 3 games that I'm pretty sure 2 of those games we had to come back from, and we tied it up in the last couple innings. So that was a lot of fun. Like that whole season was electric and everything. So it was good to end that season with a championship, and then we go throughout the playoffs, just winning every game, and then we go into the championship game, catching again, and we ended up beating the second best team who is actually the team that we beat has won the championship the last 4 or 5 years since I've been in that league, since I got out of that league. So like they're obviously a really good program and everything. So really good organization. But it was good to get that win against them, and we beat them like 16-2 or something like that. So it was a really powerful game, and like that season was a lot of fun. Like everyone on that team was super good, and we all just bought into the program and just had a lot of fun. And it ended up going all the way 16-1-3. So that was a good year. But like every single year that I played baseball, I had a lot of fun. Like I still love playing baseball whenever I can, throwing the ball around, like coaching now. Like I love giving back to the kids, and because I'm coaching my old Reapers team, the 13, 14, 15, 16-year olds. So it's good to give back to the game and help the younger kids develop more and see them develop throughout the season. And it's also a lot of fun to get in on the drills whenever I can, whenever our head coach and assistant coach lets me. So it's always fun. So that's always a blast. But like going throughout like the journey of baseball, like it was a ton of fun. And like obviously you're going to face adversity and all that, and but at the end of the day, it's all about the journey and not the destination. It doesn't matter where you end up, but as long as you're just out there having fun, like that's all that matters. And no matter what sport you do, no matter what you're doing in life, like just enjoy the journey and don't worry, don't necessarily worry about where you're gonna end up, like the destination. If you're gonna work hard and you're gonna keep working hard, and even when it gets tough, you're gonna make it far. But that was where I wanted to talk about my baseball career a little bit there and bring back some of those memories. So I want to transition into like my cross country and track. My cross country and track years, because that was 9 years of what I of running. And it's a crazy story because I love running cross country and track, but like it was also a love hate relationship with running a lot of the time. And anyone who runs is going to tell you the exact same thing. Like it's always going to be, oh, I love running, I hate running one day. Why do I do this? But over at the end of the day, like I'm thankful for running cross country and track, and it really helped like my mindset of how I perform and how I do things, and my mindset in life and as a professional hockey player right now. So like some of the lessons that I want to touch on throughout the time that I was running, like some of the things are that times do get tough, but you have to push through it. Like every day is not going to be easy. You're just going to have to enjoy the time with your teammates. You're going to have to be resilient. You're just going to have to go, like you're going to go through the motions, but you just got to know what the bigger part of like why you are running and why you're doing this sport. Because it at the end of the day, it's hard. It's probably one of the hardest things I've done, but it definitely like changes you and molds you into the person you are today. And then another thing is like the culture of the sport. Like cross country and track is probably one of the top most culture specific sports, I would say, because it's definitely it's definitely all about the team and just being with your teammates, because you're not going to be able to get through it by yourself, especially when times get tough, dwindling, and you're not really going through, or you're going through the motions, and you don't want to be there sometimes at practice, but you just go because of your teammates and you want to get better and help your teammates get better. It's so like the culture is huge. It's a family atmosphere, and like at the end of the day, like prom cross college cross country was probably my favorite part of my cross country and track career, because just high school was great as well. Like I have lifelong friends from there, and then I go into college running, and I really face a ton of adversity throughout that time, throughout all my 4 years college running, cross country and track. So definitely definitely I'm happy to get into that part of the story. So throughout, it's like I started running when I was in 8th grade during the track season of middle school, and like I wasn't a long distance or a middle distance runner. I was mainly just a sprinter. Just wanted to get there, be quick, and be done, get it over with. And the max I'm running is maybe be 50, 60 seconds to 70 seconds, depending on what race I was put in, or if I was in the field, I just do a field event. Like I did long jump and triple jump. So you just jump a few times and then you're done. So I was cool with that. But then I really started to enjoy the longer running, which led me into high school, where I was just going to do track and just do sprints. But then, like, I don't know what happened, but I decided to just try to run a little bit further. And then I enjoyed doing that, and went into my freshman year of high school doing cross country instead of doing cross country, and then doing track as well. Cross country in high school in Illinois is 3 miles with an occasional 5K. I know a lot of other, I'm pretty sure a lot of other states are just 5K in general, but like we did 3 miles in Illinois, so a little bit shorter. So I'll take it, but it was still a lot and a long time to run. But It's definitely a lot of fun. When wasn't the fastest by no means in my freshman sophomore year. It was freshman year I was running 20, I think 21:20 was my best. Sophomore year was 20:58. And then I really started to figure everything out and really commit to being a cross country and track runner and believing in myself and putting everything I can into summer running, summer training, because that's a huge thing in high school and college. You have to do your runs in the summer if you want to be able to compete and perform well for your school. So I junior year I started doing that, and I ended up running low 19s, mid 18s by junior year, and that was like where I really started to enjoy running and just really wanted to put all my effort into doing my mileage. So like I was doing 40, 50, 60 miles a week. And then it finally grew into my senior year where I peaked at 17:31 at Peoria High or at first to the finish in Peoria, Illinois. So that was like the fastest course in Illinois, in high school Illinois running. So that was good. And like I really wanted to break 1740. So I was happy to go to 17:31 in that race, and just felt really good because all my time and effort from those last 2 years were really put into going, just trying to get to the best position that I can be and try to be in the top seven for varsity, which unfortunately didn't work out that way, but I was pretty close around that time to get it to being on a varsity spot. But I'll take the JV spot, and I crushed the goal of 17:31, so that was pretty cool. You know, like my coaches and everything throughout high school with Coach Caldwell, Coach Kirk, like they've been unreal. They were our biggest supporters throughout that season, and they really helped us grow throughout the season and develop and really fall in. It is a hard sport, but it's definitely worth it you get to once you get to that point where it's like you actually enjoy it. Which then after high school, I I committed to Elmhurst University with Coach Akita, and like he brought me on the Elmhurst University cross country and track team, or Elmhurst College at the time, and that was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, just because I knew they wanted me there. They wanted to see me succeed. So it was good to go into a program that was already really close and family oriented, like my high school team was. And my freshman year started out very strong. My first race, I ran 30:02. So like as a freshman, like that's really good when you're that close to sub 30 to going under 30, because that's I believe six flat pace for a 5 mile race in college, 5 miles. So it's definitely a very different mileage wise of a gap. So that was a lot of fun though. Going 5 miles instead of 3 miles definitely took on the mindset part with that, because you're going a little bit further. But first race ran 30:02 and thought I was gonna have like the best year, go sub 30, go sub 29 after that. But like face some adversity, stuff happened where I ended up injuring my hip again after injuring it my senior year. So I re-injured my hip, and then that really slowed the process down and everything. And it was definitely hard to take, because you're start out strong and then you hit adversity and everything like falls apart, where then I'm running 30:30, 30:40, and the times just keep going up and up, and you take a few weeks off from racing, and you just have to watch your teammates compete and battle for, and just you want to be out there obviously racing with your teammates, even though you always, every single race that you're always complaining about, why do I do this, why do I put myself through this race when everything hurts. But like there's no better place to be than being with your teammates and fighting for, or fighting with your teammates and going through a brick wall for them. So that was hard, and then started feeling good again, and then got back in a race, ran 30:13 or something like that, something very close to the time I ran when I was 100% healthy. Like I remember that first race back, I was super hyped. I was hyping up the crowd, just saying like whatever I wanted, because like I was so happy to be racing again, which I probably shouldn't have done that. I should have just focused on the race, but I was just super excited. So I was just hyping everyone up. Like every corner I would turn, I'd just be hyping up the crowd, just being an absolute clown. But it was, so I definitely learned from that not to do that and control my emotions. And then the next race was conference, and I 30, ran like 30:08. So like my time's going back down and to where I really want to be, and really get close to being that sub 30 runner that I wanted to be. And then after that, the season ended, went into track, did the mile, which I ran, which in high school I ran 5:02 in the mile. So I was really wanting to go sub 5. And then track came, and I was running like 5:15, 5:20 in college. And then our final race in track, I got back down to 5:02. So I was super happy about that. And then sophomore year came, and like for whatever reason, like didn't even come close to going sub 30, going under 30. Like I was 31 mid, 31 high, 32 lows for 5 miles, which is still pretty good compared to the average runner. But like I was still down on myself, and like every race, like I was like getting super mad at myself because I knew I could go sub 30, but I don't know what it was, but I don't know if it was my diet or my mental side of things, but definitely hit another rock in the road, another obstacle. So I definitely changed my mindset after that. Like, and then I went into track season, ran the 800 in the mile again, and was very successful in running some of my best times there that year. And then that's when the pandemic hit. So we missed half the track season because of COVID and all that, COVID canceling the season and like completely like having school go online. So it was during that time. And then my junior year, we didn't have a season at all because of the pandemic, but we did do a lot of like individual or like just inner meets with our team. So it was good racing again, training with my teammates and then racing against my teammates. But like at the end of the day, like you want to race against other schools and you want to actually go to meets and everything, and be just race against other schools and other teams like throughout. But during this time we couldn't, so that was unfortunate. But like it was for the best through that time. But that's what made me start to realize that just got to do just got to go into every meet, every day of practice, and just be thankful and blessed for the position that you're in, and just to be able to do the things you can with your teammates and for your school. Doesn't matter if it's between like your teammates or between different schools. Like at the end of the day, like we're still being able to have host practice, run with our teammates in groups of like with the whole team with 20 to 30 people, and like 20 to 30 people that I would consider family. So that was a lot of fun throughout that time. And then going into then ran 800 mile again in track, again improving on my times and running 5:02 again, which seems to be a number that just keeps sticking. Like just 5:02, like haven't been able to get down past 5:02. But I'm thankful I've been able to run close to sub five. And then senior year came, and I just had like the mindset of just go out there, do everything you can for your teammates, throw the times out the door. Like don't even worry about what you're running. Like your time, your don't worry, or shouldn't say don't worry about your times, but like don't get mad about your times. Just go in, run, do your thing, and just have at the end of the day, just have fun because you're doing the sport because you're having fun. And that's what I did, and that's where I really saw an improvement in like my mental side and my physical side of running. And like I was actually able to get down to 30:11, which I haven't been wasn't able to do for the past 3 years before that because of my mindset and everything. And I was finally able to get down to 30:11, which is my third fastest time in college. So like it was definitely a blessing in disguise to face all that adversity and finally learn to put everything together and just go out there, have fun, and don't stress about anything, and go in and do everything you can for your teammates, and just enjoy the process because it's a grind. But if you're having fun, there's nothing better than that. So then it goes into track season again, running the 800 mile, and I put up a 2:10 in the 800. So that was my fastest time I've ever ran the 800. So I was very excited about that. And like, it was again, just about the process, go to practice, put in the work, be blessed and thankful to be in the position that I am, being with my teammates, being so close with family, and having a great coaching staff and Coach Jordan Bartolozzi and Coach Molly Dalton. And like though they both changed the way I looked at how I race, how I went into races, and just they were really grateful for both of them to be able to help me with that. Even though I don't think they know that, but like they definitely are few of the reasons why I was able to do so well my senior year. Just to have all their support and everything was incredible. So like it's like going throughout cross country and track, like it's definitely a grind. Like you question why you're running at times, love hate relationship. But like at the end of the day, like just go out there, have fun. Like that's what I can say about any sport or in life in general. Like just go out there, have fun. Don't stress too much about the little things. Control what you can control, and that's all you can do. And at the end of the day, everything's gonna work its way out if you really enjoy the game and doing what you're doing. And like that leads me into like just having a blast playing hockey right now, professionally at the professional level in the FPHL with the Watertown Wolves. Like I love being here, and it's just it's just a blast, and it's all about the process and just enjoying what you're doing every day, being a good teammate, showing up every day with a smile, no matter what, and your whole mindset and your whole outlook of everything will change for the better, and it'll make everything so much more easier and enjoyable, and you're gonna be able to do big things with it. But that's where I want to cap this episode off. Like I just wanted to go in about my journey with cross country and track and baseball, and just for all the younger athletes out there, like just or the parents with younger kids, just put your kids into as many sports as you can. Whether just don't simplify just to one until you get to maybe 14, 15 years old. Then you can more specify one sport, but up until then, let them play whatever they want. Just you're going to learn so many lessons from each and every sport, individually, and it's going to make you a better athlete overall. And you're just going to learn so much from that. And like, that's what it's all about. And just go out there and have fun. But that's where I want to cap this episode off at. But we'll be back next week with another guest. Stay tuned for that. But this is going to wrap it up. But follow us on Instagram at On the Spot Sports with underscores between each word. So on underscore the underscore spot underscore sports, and follow us on Twitter On the Spot Pod. And please comment, like, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next episode.